feeling free. Since I grew out my throat, who can I trust? Where do I go? I can't be dabbing these niggas. They be some hoes. Money be showing the difference. When you go broke, I can't express an opinion. Nobody knows. Look at the way you be living. Where is it so? Who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like slow it down. Who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like who can I trust?
Oh, woo wee! What's good, IG, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, Lagos, Niger, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Brockton, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island. They call me Pat.
They call me Ken. What's good? What's good?
Episode 030. Make some noise! Of the first Genz podcast.
Yes.
We are the Blacks.
And we providing you the facts today again. And how you doing?
Back at it again, bruv. Allow it, fam. What's good, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just trying to pull up these notes so I can talk to these people about what we're about to talk about today.
Talk your shit?
For sure. How's your week?
I'm still going through it, bro. Like, it's still the week. Like, you know what I mean? It's not over yet.
We got one more day left, right? It's not a Friday, and then we got the weekend.
Yeah. But like your dad said, bro, when your body says you're tired,
yeah,
you cannot. You know what I mean?
You gotta tell your mind
cannot be tired inside.
It's true. I feel it.
But let's get into the sheets, bro.
Let's talk about it. There's a lot of music coming out tomorrow, and there's a lot of music that already came out.
Yeah.
I mean, first things first, I think we're gonna get into that little New York vibe right now. So we're gonna talk about Davies' Survival album.
Yeah. Actually, I don't want to call it only a New York vibe. I actually want to call it the East Coast vibe. Because the original name for Davies came from him wanting to represent that whole coast.
Okay.
And this is his, debut album. But Survival's out. Davies releases Survival. I want to get into the sound first and foremost of this album, like how it sounded sonically before I even get to the concept of this album. Like, This album to me is the flagship sound for the East Coast purists that wants to listen to hip hop like the way they've always had it delivered to them, whether you're a 90s baby or an early 2000s baby that's trying to get acclimated with the sound that maybe your older uncle was listening to or something like that. One standout to me was the intro, bro. They Trying to Kill You. Mm-hmm. Guess who that show was produced by?
Who?
DJ Premier and Swiss Beats.
Yeah, like I think the album was really it was very well put together, and I think that you say it's the East Coast, but I really get a real strong I mean, obviously New York is in the East Coast, but I feel like it's a really strong New York album though. You didn't feel like it was a New York album, it was like an album one of those New York rap albums that are made so often, so every so often, every so generation, there's these New York style albums that come out, and I feel like Davies put out that in Survival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you definitely think of New York, but if you really think about it, any other music that's coming out of the East Coast doesn't have its own sound really. Like it's grabbing sounds from different regions. So when you listen to Davies' album where it's like, all right, what part of the United States what I'm saying? What part of the United States this album is coming from and who it's for. So it's like, I'm calling it an East Coast sound and not a New York sound because I think the whole region of the East Coast, if they are to sound like that region that they're from and identify with it, it's going to sound like this album. Like everyone, people in Boston are going to think about it. A legend in Boston, right?
But I think that's the North. I think that's like the North. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Guru teamed up with DJ Premier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everyone thought Guru was from New York.
Yeah. I just think that's that's the Northeast sound. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
When I say East Coast, I'm not talking about
the
Miami.
Whole, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm thinking because if you say East Coast, people are gonna think it's different places.
Atlanta and all that shit.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what else I was gonna say about this? This shit's gonna age very well, bro. Because nigga, if you really think about it, okay, street niggas fuck with Davies, right? As soon as you think about a Davies song, you're thinking, all right, this is gonna cater to the street niggas. It's gonna cater to the people that be in the hood and all that stuff, right? I think when you listen to this album, he's going through his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to the point of him getting signed. And I think like when he talks about his days on his way to school, like he literally has a song called "On My Way to School." You know what I'm saying? Only street niggas didn't go to school. Like you went to school, I went to school. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We can relate to that. We can relate to the everyday life of your mom waking you up, trying to, you know what I'm saying, get your clothes on the early days of school, and you don't even feel like going to school, or you get in trouble in the hallway and shit like that. Like I feel like everyone can relate to this album on some level, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna make his shit age very well.
Yeah, because it talks about us, you know. Even though his struggle is different from a lot of other people's struggle, it's still a struggle, and you can relate to it. And if you can listen to an album and relate to personal struggle, then it could be in the album for you. And you have to come from that background to understand or familiarize yourself with that type of music, because like you can feel that person through it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think like that's how I felt with Wins and Losses. Yeah. Like when I first moved to Dallas, bro, I had no job. I was like, damn. Then I listened to Wins and Losses. I'm like, yo, that's what life is actually about. Wins. Losses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't be too low, you can't be too high. So I don't know. I think this album is.
I feel like I do get that vibe from this album, though. I do think that like if you over time you're gonna listen to it, and like okay, like whenever you really want to listen to it, like a rap album, where like he's talking about like, you know, shit that you may relate to and shit that you may not relate to, and the struggle and the adversity that he faced, where he grew up. I think it was a really good like first tale of that story. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I like the
album too. Debut album.
So I really do appreciate, like as a rap fan, like albums like this still. Mm-hmm. So yo, shout out to Davies.
But are you an R&B fan though?
Yeah, I am.
Cause some R&B music.
I'm not a fan of King of R&B though.
Oh wait, let me moderate.
I'm not a fan of that.
Not a fan of that. Jacquese drops King of R&B. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I had high expectations for this album. Mm-hmm. Like, especially the fact that he released it in this climate of R&B. You have Sir coming out. You got Chris Brown coming out. You got Snow Allegra coming out. You got Summer Walker coming out. And you dropped this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, not only did you call this the king of R&B, you call this the king of R&B when everyone was releasing R&B albums. You know what I'm saying? I understand if you released King of R&B and you came out with like a subpar album in, let's say, the summertime, and then you gave some time to come through for like, you know, the Sirs to drop, the Summer Walkers to drop and all that stuff, but you dropped in the midst of that shit, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This shit had to be fire.
I think
it wasn't for me, bro.
I don't like personally, I don't like Jacquese. Like, I mean, and I like a lot of R&B. His music is good. He's a talented guy. I think the music that he makes is helping him and helping his family, and like, you know, that I respect that. But I mean, personally, for me, I just don't like. It doesn't click with me like the music.
What I seen people not like about Jacquese came out on this album. Like a lot of people think that he's very generic. Yeah. He doesn't hit like risky notes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't do anything that's different. Mm-hmm. But I think with this album, bro, he couldn't be safe. Calling it the king of R&B, you can't be safe. The only song that I think he did really good with, and it sounded generic, was Out the Ordinary. And I think that's really popular with the shorties right now.
Yeah, that's a good song.
That's a fire song. Yeah, it kind of sounded like Justin Bieber Right Here with Drake. Do you remember that song? I'm right here. I'm right here. Remember that song? It kind of did. It kind of had that vibe to it. Like, and both of those records had like that vintage 90s vibe. So, I don't know. I just think he needs to do a lot better with thinking out the box with his albums. Like, and this was a long album, bro.
How long was it?
I think it was, don't quote me, might have been 18 tracks.
I wouldn't have time for that. Honestly,
I listened to it though. Like, I didn't want to talk shit.
Well, I would listen to an 18-track album. I just wouldn't listen to an 18-track album from Jacquese. Yeah, it's not that. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember like he had an interview on Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how, you know, all his like R&B friends, like he considers them as great, if like as him, you know, that these are the top 5, and talking about Tory Lanez and all those people. But I feel like, you know, these people that are putting these albums out aren't even being like. You mentioned these 5, right? But there's a whole bunch of other guys. Yeah. Like, you know, Xavier, Omar, and Sego just put out an album. right? And like they came out with an album called "Moments Spent Loving You," which is I think could be a Grammy nominated album. I think
100%.
if you really want to talk about it, the quality and content of that album and the way the beats that were produced by Single kind of intertwined with how Xavier Omar was singing on those records, I think that could definitely go up for a Grammy nomination. But we're not going to look at that, right? We're going to look at the King of R&B. We're going to look at the.
I don't think he gets nominated for a Grammy.
I mean, why not? He's Jacquese, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think he has enough buzz for that to happen, and I'm not mad at that. I'm saying he worked his way to get to that point, but I don't think that.
There's a lot of R&B albums that came out this year, bro.
Yeah,
and there's one that's coming out at midnight.
There's a lot, exactly. And Tory Lanez is dropping at midnight, so it's like.
That Wale verse that you showed me was fucking ridiculous.
It was crazy. And the narrative is flipped too, right? Like the narrative is like, remember last year it was the summer that was popping for all the rap records and all that stuff, right? But it's like, it seems like they flipped the narrative so that it's the winter now that's popping, and it's all the R&B albums that's dropping. And now all the R&B cats are trying to compete with each other, saying like, okay, I'm the best, I'm the best. See, these guys aren't talking about it, but they all think that.
Yeah.
Like Tory feels like this is a competition right now.
Tory thinks he's the best at everything.
Yeah. So he dropped it. He dropped it at the end of the year on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Even Frank is coming out of the woodworks. To like drop little singles here and there, just to remind people like, yo, all this R&B hoopla. But
I really hope this Xavier Omar album like gets it's gotta get the recognition, bro. Mm-hmm. This shit has to get the recognition, cause like you was even going through with that Wale record that's on it, and you was talking about how you haven't heard Wale rap like that in a minute.
No, I haven't heard a record. There's a record on there called Just Get Here with Van Jess, I believe, and Wale. And
Wale, he was back on his poetic vibe.
Yeah,
he was doing surgery. Yeah. That nigga was doing surgery on that verse. I ain't gonna lie.
I have not heard a record like that from Wale since probably I was in maybe beginning of college.
Yeah, probably.
I can completely be honest with you. Ambition. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ambition. And I
mean, he did that a little bit with Wow, That's Crazy though. Wow, That's Crazy has a lot of poetic vibes on it.
Wale's rapping. I ran through it. Wale's rapping on there, but it's like, everybody else is saying the same thing, right? Like, when you used to listen to Wale when you were probably earlier on in college or like when I graduated high school, it's like the music was just hitting different.
Yeah.
It was like a different type of poetic rap.
But
he kind of like switched his flow.
It's because a lot less music has come. Like, think about how much music comes out now, bro. Yo, a lot of people forgot that Jay-Z and Beyonce released a joint album, bro.
Yeah.
Because there's so much traffic going on. Like, think about it. Right now, you can release an album. That's more traffic. That's more noise.
Yeah.
Although it may not do like the numbers that like all these other people that are signed and shit, it's still more noise. Yeah. Like you have access to make an album.
No, I agree. It's just the resources to make music are like
more ready available.
Yeah, they're more available. But I see what you're saying though. I don't know. I just think that like the point I'm trying to make is like, Jacquese, when he said that he's gonna release a King of R&B album, I'm like, I'm not even gonna take you seriously. Like, it's because like I you should feel that way. You should be confident in yourself. Seriously, though. You should feel that confident in yourself.
Yeah.
But like, as somebody who listens purely to R&B, or like listens to a lot of R&B, it's just like there's not really any King of R&B right now because there's so much.
Yeah,
like you said, because there's so much music coming out. Yeah. All this music is coming out, and like you can't really be a king of anything because you could put out something today, and then someone else will put out something next week.
Yeah,
and it's just like gonna continuously go like that.
Do you think there's gonna be subgenres of R&B one day?
There already are, like trap soul, all that. That's all. That's
yeah,
all.
But we don't coin trap soul as being under R&B
because
me and you have two differences of trap soul right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine everybody else. Like, I think Lil Durk is trap soul. Yeah. You think Bryson Tiller is trap soul.
Yeah, but you don't think that's influenced by some form of R&B?
True.
That's a fact. That's a subgenre.
That's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. Because that nigga was singing when he first got in the league.
For sure.
For sure. Let's get into Naija music.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Kida Kudz Money featuring Tenny.
So for you guys who don't know who Kudz is, Kudz was on the.
He was on. I mean, the first time I don't know. He probably has released many more records. He has his own catalog. I was looking it up briefly the other day, but he was on Santi's album, Mania in the Jungle, and he was on the song called what was it called again?
Raw Dinner.
Raw Dinner.
Drinking on from Ghana.
Raw Dinner was fire, and I think one of my favorite parts of the song was Kudz.
Yeah, I think he did better than Santi on that record.
Yeah, he did for sure.
I think
for sure. So that made me want to like go look into him, and then he was talking about a record on Twitter today called Money featuring Tenny, and I feel like Kudz is I'm not gonna say he's part of that like Alte movement. I'm not gonna say that, but I think that with Kudz is like. He does have a unique sound, which is interesting. I feel like I do hear him. I hear the Afrobeat in his music, but I do hear like it's just a unique.
He's kind of like a Afrobeats mumble rapper, but it's fire though.
Yeah,
he
And he sounds very UK-ish too.
Yeah, because like he doesn't finish his words when he raps.
Yeah,
if you notice, right? Like a lot of the times the nigga will just like melodically flow on the beat that he's on, but his voice will actually be a part of the beat. Like where you won't, you're not even. I'm like on this song, I wasn't even paying attention to the shit that he was saying. I was really just paying attention to like how he was flowing on the beat, and that shit just sounded like it was a part of the beat.
That's what. That's where like the interchangeability is happening between American music and like African music, because as much as African artists don't want to admit it, like they're as much influenced from American music as American music influenced by African music is. You have to understand, like, of course Rema and of course Kudz are influenced by like mumble rappers that started off like maybe like Young Thug was saying nothing in his music.
How do you know that, Ken? You didn't ask him.
I mean, I did ask him and he gave me a fake answer, I think. But I mean.
No.
Much love.
He did say he definitely listens to them.
He says he listens to them, but I think that the question, what I was trying to aim at when I asked him that question is like, are you influenced? Like when you hear this music, do you feel like, hey, like this is some quality or this is some concept that I can incorporate in my own sound?
Yeah.
And I think the answer to that is yes, because I hear it in the music.
Yeah.
Like what I mean, I listen to his records and I hear that, and I listen to like records like from Kudz, and I hear influences from. These artists that where else did they get that influence from?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rap started here.
Yeah. So I mean,
but
that's all.
Can we talk about how Tenny stole that whole song? I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, Tenny's
nice.
A
vibe, bro.
Yeah, Tenny's nice.
Nigga, the delivery, how she came in that shit, like she was like, "All right, Kudz, I'm gonna come in with your flow, just so I can blend it with the song." Then she went right back to what brought her to this moment right here, bro. Yeah. Which is that Power Ranger flow, that Case flow, that singing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Tenny can get you there, bro.
Yeah.
She had 2 different vibes on one verse.
She did, yeah. Push it up. She's good. She's really good. I think like she's gonna last a while. Like that first song I heard from her was the Ask Maya song. Ask Maya.
Yeah.
That song's fire to me. Like one of the best records I think I've heard. Like African records that I've heard in the whole year.
Yeah.
When it came out. So I think she's definitely going to be here to stay for sure. And that she just flows seamlessly with Kudz. Like it was like the way he was rapping, and then he's just like it was perfect.
But I need to listen to more of his catalog because it seems to me that I only like him when he sounds one certain way.
Yeah. Because
that verse on Money he sounded just like he did on Raw Dinner to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely want to just peep his catalog more and just kind of get to know who he is.
Sure. Yeah.
But shit, let us know what you think about the goddamn episode in the goddamn comments below.
For sure.
They call me Pat.
And they call me Ken.
We are the Blacks.
And we provide you facts. Thank you for tuning in.
Woo!
Who can I trust?